Hey, what's up everyone and welcome to Daily Code Buffer. In this video, we are going to see how to document microservices using OpenAPI 3.0 specifications in Spring Boot. So let's jump into it. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon to get notified of all new videos. So I have a basic Spring Boot application over here. Let's open that in IntelliJ IDEA. Okay, you can see that this is my application. So you can see that we have controllers, entities, some custom exceptions, repository, and my application.properties file. So this is a very basic Spring Boot application where we are having one book entity. Okay, that book entity is having ID, title, author, and price as the properties, and we will be saving this book into our H2 database. Okay, we have added H2 in memory database and we'll be fetching the data from it. We'll just go through the controller first. You can see that this is a very basic controller, book controller. I have annotated with REST controller. We have a book repository and we have a bunch of different methods available. Okay, you can see that get mapping for books to find all the books, post mapping to add the book to our repository, and it will add to our database, deleting a book, updating the book based on the ID, and to find the book based on the ID provided. So this is a very basic application, and you can see that in our repository we have just extended JBA repository. Okay, if you go to our pom.xml file, you can see that we are using Spring Data, Starter JPA, we are using Lombok, and we are using H2 database. So for OpenAPI 3.0 specification, what it does is it provides the documentation for our Spring Boot microservices. Currently there is no documentation for it. It is a very basic application. Okay, we don't know what these APIs provides unless we see the code. So it's a best practice to implement a documentation for your APIs. Let's use OpenAPI 3.0 specification and we'll document our microservice. So what we have to do is we have to import the dependency. Okay, so let's first import the dependency. Okay, and the dependency is Spring Doc. You can see that Spring Doc OpenAPI UI. Okay, once we add this dependency, we need to tell Spring Boot application that we have to use OpenAPI documentation. Okay, so for that we will go to our main class, and here I will add the annotation @OpenAPI definition. Okay, so this will tell the application like we are using OpenAPI specifications. Now let's run the application. Okay, you can see that my application has started. You can see that I have added the port as 8081. Okay, so let's go to our browser and go to localhost 8081. You can see that our application is started. Okay, we have a bunch of different mappings over here, request mapping. We can test that as well. I will add the link in the description below for this particular project. Okay, you can take a pull from GitHub. Now we added the OpenAPI 3.0 specification, Swagger, which is an API documentation UI that will come along with it. If we go to 8081/swagger-ui.html, okay, you can see that this is the UI for the specification which we added. Okay, you can see that these are the bunch of APIs that we have created, right? /book/ID for get mapping, put mapping for update. If you open all of this, you will get the information over here. Okay, like what are the responses, what will be the parameters for put. You can see what is the parameters, what will be the request body. This all information. But you can see that this is still not worth the documentation. There are not all the bunch of details that I want to know, and any of the developers can understand what's going on inside the API without looking at the code. Okay, so we need to give extra information for each of the APIs, so that will help a lot. So let's do one thing. Let's go to our IntelliJ IDEA and do some extra configuration for each of the APIs so that we'll be able to understand what this API does. So let's go to IntelliJ IDEA. We'll go to a controller, and in that we will add the API documentation for one of the service. Let's go and add for get mapping over here to fetch all the books. Okay, here what we will do, we will add the operations annotation, and in that we will add the summary. What does this API do? We'll add this is to fetch all the books stored in DB. Okay. Now we'll add some more information like what will be the API responses from this API. So we'll add API responses and we'll add the values for that. Okay. We may have multiple responses, right? If 200, that is response okay, then we'll be getting the success message and with the success data. If there is any error 404 or 400 or 500 internal server error, so we will define all those information over here so that we can get the entire documentation how this API behaves. So inside this API responses, we'll add particular API response. What would be the response code for it? If 200, what will be the description for it? Fetched all the books from DB. And what will be the content? Okay, content equals to @content, media type equals to application/JSON. Okay, now this is one API response. Let's add other @API response for response code 404. Okay, we'll add the description, not available, and content would be @content. Okay, so you can see that we have added a very basic API documentation for our book / that is to fetch all the books API. Okay, so there are a lot of different attributes available, so we can add the different attributes to each of the annotations for API responses, for operations and all. I'll just show you a couple of more. You can see that you can add descriptions, you can add extensions, you can add methods available, parameters, request body, responses, okay, tags available. So these are the different attributes available. You can specify for our operations, for our APIs, so that it will be displayed to Swagger UI, so we can understand what does this API do. So those information can be added for this API responses and API response as well. There are many more annotations available for the documentation. You can refer the OpenAPI 3.0 documentation for that. So let's build it again and check the differences now. Okay, we'll run the again. You can see that my application is started. I'll go to the browser again and let's refresh it. We added for get books, right? So you can see that right away the summary is coming, right? This is to fetch all the books stored in DB. So this makes much more sense than the above or below one, right? Because from here only we are able to understand what does this API do. If you open that, you can see that we have added the responses also. For 200 code, what will be done? It is fetching all the books from DB. For 404, it's showing not available. PC, we have added the media type also. These are the different things that we can add to our documentation, and that will help a lot to all the developers and all the team members working with you or working across your teams, right? So this is a very important plugin that you can use to improve your coding skills. I hope you like this video. If you have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Please hit the like button and I'll see you in the next video.